Good evening. Welcome to Chris's Cancel Journey. I'm Chris Eryx. If this is the first time you're tuning in, aka Baby Trump, I'm here. I did a video yesterday, I believe. Got a lot of reviews on it, so I'm going to do one again. I'm going to go slower. Um, my phone is ringing off the hook, so I apologize. It's a good thing though. It's because people want to know the protocols and what I'm doing. Um, Again, I just want to reiterate, for the people that know me out there, Baby Trump. I'm not a doctor. This was not given to me by a doctor. This is something that I just prayed to God that He would put the people in front of me to lead me. And I'm friends with a lot of doctors in the Patriot community, and I just didn't want to give credit to one person. I wanted to give all my praise and glory to God. And that's what I did. And I took a gamble. I took a gamble on God. Just like I did with my Reckoning Fest. For you people know and been to my Reckoning Fest, I talk about it all the time. My only partner, my only business partner is God. And so going through this was very overwhelming. I have to tell you that. I have to tell you, it was very overwhelming because when you're sitting there and you're in the fight for your life, it gets real. And if you make one bad choice, it can cost you your life. And so I had to take this very serious. I had to do a lot of research, but the research that I did the most was in here and in the Bible. And then when it came to it, I went to work and I did the natural and he did the supernatural. For the people that don't know, and this is the first time you're watching this or somebody sent this to you, man, they love you. You're truly blessed. Um, tell you a little bit about me. I've been speaking in the Patriot movement now. It's going to be 3 years. Started Tulsa, Oklahoma. Was the very first one in front of 4,500 people. I toured for about a year. Then I went with Scott McKay, and I went with other people. I went on the True Tour. And there isn't anybody I haven't spoken on stage with. And God said to me, you know everybody. You know what I want. You know you'll do it the right way. Why don't you have your own events? And I had 3 Reckoning Fests in 5 months. And then I had an autograph signing event. We had over 250 people, 2 days. At that time that I had put on those 4 events, I didn't know it, but I had stage 3 cancer in me. When I look back and I see the time and everything I did, the physicality and the mental stress that I went through and the financial stress, it was all on me. I sit there and I go, wow, that was supernatural. If I did not have God as my business partner, I would have never been able to get through it. And so I needed God again. I needed Him to go through this with me. And people were calling me and telling me, you need to do this and you need to take this. And there was so much. Can I just tell you something? I know most people mean well. I get that. But we're in a fight for our life, a lot of us. More than you could think. I probably took over 100 phone calls yesterday, text messages, emails. People that have cancer, people that have leukemia, people that have arthritis, people that have all these ailments, and all they want, they just want to be able to wake up out of bed and not be in pain anymore. And so when you're in the fight for your life and you have cancer like me, and you're stage 3, stage 4, you have people that are like, oh, take this. This works. This is great. This will work. But you need to ask them one question. Do you have cancer? Did you ever take it? Did your wife? Did your husband have cancer? Did your children? If the answer is no, don't listen to them. Here's why. They don't know. They don't know. You see, I know. I'm living this. I'm living this every day of my life right now. I know what works because I was the guinea pig. And what I'm about to tell you and the results that I have, documentation beats conversation. My mentors, Michael, Andrew, Patrick, they taught me that. And so I have documentation. And just being on one podcast alone, I mean, every single solitary person is going out and getting this, and every single solitary person is going out and getting this. Thank you. I'm just going to be upfront. I believe everybody should be upfront. I do make a couple of dollars from selling this and this. Here's the thing though. Number one, it's going to help me pay my cancer bills. I just got a bill. I might show it to you. $7,000. I'm over $23,000 in a month. So that will help me pay my bills. That also helped me go to my specialist who I have to fly to, that I have to, if my friend does it to me, I have to get a rental car. I have to stay overnight. I have to get a hotel. I have to eat. I have to fly. I mean, those things you take in consideration. And then I have to pay for the mushrooms. I have to pay for the panicure. I'm like you guys. I don't get this free. I don't get any of this free, guys. I got to pay for all this. But you know what? It's worth it. I'm not paying for radiation. I'm not paying for chemo. Heidi, I told you I'd give you a shout out. Spoke to her yesterday. Woman just said I had radiation and chemo, lymphoma. The girl can't even get out of bed. But she went and she got this, and she's going to do my protocol, and we are going to have a glorious story. So if you never had cancer, if your mother never had it, and your father, or your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, please don't say nothing. It's better for us to find out. I can't tell you. I got more disinformation about things to do. Do you know how many people told me to fast? Let me tell you. Let me tell you what would have happened if I chose that route. If I chose that route to fast, I weigh right now, soaking wet. You can see me, 190. I'm teetering 188, 190. If I would have fasted, I would have went down to 160, 165. Here's what would have happened. My body had been so weak that I had to be all in with that. I had to be all in because my body would have never been strong enough to do radiation or do any other treatment than that. Do you know how many people told me to do that? Do that, do that, do that. No. Do you know how many people told me to do ivermectin? Do you know how many people told me to do B17 and hydrogen peroxide and this and no, I didn't listen to them. Selling me water filters. What I'm going to share with you tonight is my protocol. It's my answer to my cancer. Does that make sense? Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I am an expert on my body. And what I'm going to tell you did what it did for me. I'm nobody special. God didn't sit there and look at me and go, excuse me, I'm going to choose you, Chris, and nobody else. That's absurd. If it works for me, it's going to work for you. You have to first believe in God. That first and foremost. Your faith has to be so strong. If you're not on my podcast, please get on my podcast on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm gonna have a guest tomorrow, looks like, but we do practical applications for your life. I tie in biblical verses to it. We have a lot of fun teaching, and it's a way to live your life. It's helped me out a lot. So I don't want these videos to be long. I want them to be informative. In the link is the two websites that you need to go to. The company called me and said they had an overwhelming amount of phone calls. You can see I have something on my wrist. We'll talk about that in another video. But I want to get to it. So a month ago, it's now been a month. It was 3 weeks. Um, Hold on for 1 second. There's just somebody that texted me. So it's been about a month. It's a month now. It was 3 weeks though in between that I went to see the doctor, and I just want to pull it up because documentation beats conversation, right? And give me 1 second, I just want to pull it up. All right. So on the 20th, second. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. They have a lot of pictures or what? Oh, it's coming up. Okay, here it is. So on May 25th, when I went in and the doctor looked at me, the size of my tumor was 29.6 millimeters by 23.5 millimeters. After doing a couple of things that I did, one of them was a cream, Alphion cream, which they sell as a beauty product. I put that on my skin, rubbed it here. Within 4 hours, the toxins started pouring out. It was unbelievable. And I still do that, and I put it on at least once a day. I try to do it in the morning and then at night as well. Okay, so the tumor is 29.6 millimeter, 23 by 23.5 millimeter. 3 weeks later, my tumor shrunk to 23 millimeters by 9.3 millimeter. It's right there. You guys can see it. Right there. And let's see if I can. That's the original right there, guys. Okay. That's the number one. So if that wouldn't be enough, the second thing where this was pretty cool, where the doctor was pretty rattled and was like, wow, this is, I can't believe I'm saying this. My immunity level, they call it immune marker, right here, 68,000. You see it? My immunity marker after 3 weeks, 3 weeks, guys, was, show it to you. I'm gonna show you right there. See it? It is, just for you people right there, 122,000. It completely doubled in 3 weeks. If you're taking ivermectin, if you're taking vitamin C, all that, get rid of it. You don't need it, especially ivermectin. Ivermectin is not natural, number one. Number two, you're not supposed to take it every day. These right here, these mushrooms, you take these every single solitary day. This right here is what changed my life. Right here. This is what the doc said. I have to have these. I have to have these. I have to have these. Everybody has to have them. There are certain strains. There's over 30 strains. This company has the only strain that is backed by 400 clinical studies. MD Anderson, the American Cancer Society, Harvard Medical. It goes on and on and on. They talk about this one strain and they have it. They have the patent. So if you see it on Amazon and all that, that is not the same thing. Okay? All right. Also, the Relive greens. I talked about this. I did it 3 times a day. I would take a teaspoon of it, put it in almond milk, coconut milk, whatever milk you like, protein shake, throw it in a protein shake. I did 3 times a day. What this does, Christine Warmer from Roots that made this, the reason she made this is because she had 4 different cancers and she beat them all. Her dad, who was 81 years young, same thing last year, had throat cancer, did this, and he beat it. Why shouldn't I use it, right? There's 2 people with cancer. Why shouldn't I? You see how I was thinking, guys? And then the other thing was, and I'm going to show you, my large bowel well balanced, my digestive organs perfect. Well, why is that? Right here, clean slate. This is, look, if you have a leaky gut, it gets, and the mushrooms too, if you have leaky gut, the mushrooms. But this gets the metals out. The graphene oxide, the aluminum, the beryllium, the mercury, all that. See, in order for your body to fight an illness or a disease like cancer, especially something aggressive, your body has to be ready to fight. How do you get your body ready to fight? 1, you detoxify all the metals out of your body. Right here, clean slate. Okay? Then you start pumping your body with nutrients like this. Relive greens. I wouldn't put anything else other than relive greens. And then you go for the kill, the mushrooms. The mushrooms are there to improve your immunity system. That's what it's made for. It also helps people lower their glucose level. It helps with your liver, your digestion, leaky gut, if you have a fatty liver, if you're depressed. I talked about I was depressed my 2nd week. I was sad. I didn't go to the gym. My 3rd week, I was a different person. Happy, jovial, hysterical. Right here. Helps you with anxiety, depression. And what happened is, and this is the doctor's word, my body turned on the cancer and went after the cancer and started attacking the cancer. You can hear how better I'm speaking. You can see it. You can see how this isn't swollen like it was. The other thing that I did, guys, right here, the panicure. What I didn't know that my doctor told me was that they were part of the R&D, which is research and development for this. And they were testing it on cats and kittens for cancer to help them. And it was doing so well, The company wrote them out a check and fired them and the team and said, move on. We don't need you anymore. Why? Because they sold it to the pet industry and they put it as a dewormer. Now, there are people out there that told me to do the dog one. No, you have to do right here, equine, the horse. Okay, so what do? Right here, I'll be doing it here in a little bit. You can see there's little notches right here, right? See them right there? I do 3. 1, 2, 3. So I push it in, and then it's white. It smells banana-y. You got to mix it with the fat. I mix it with peanut butter, but you can mix it with Nutella. You can mix it whatever you want. Okay, and you just spoon it. I mix it, and I just spoon it and swallow it. Now, after I did the clean slate, your body, your gut needs to regenerate its cells, so it has a probiotics and prebiotics to restore. So I did 3 sacks of this a day. Why? Because that's what Christine Marma told me to do. Now, do you have to do that? Well, if you have cancer, yes. If you have an ailment, yes. If not, do 1 a day. Okay? For energy, because there are people out there, you're going to be tired, especially cancer. Right here. I wouldn't have been able to live without it. I did 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and it kept me with that energy. That week where I was sad and depressed, I didn't have this. I didn't have this. And what was happening, I want to explain something to you. What was happening to my body, although I didn't know about it then, I know about it now, is that my body was purging and it was preparing to heal. You see, before the breakthrough, you got to go through a breakdown in everything. I talk about this. I talk about this on my podcast, in life, in relationships, in business, in as an athlete. Most people don't win a championship the very first time. Most people go to that championship, they sniff it, they smell it, and maybe the next year they come back and they win. They might lose a couple of times. Well, I found out that my body was purging, and that's what it was doing. Also, on here, I learned about my body and I learned about my cardiovascular system, and I learned that about my thyroid. I got a colonoscopy. I learned about my prostate, which is perfect. It has no bad cells. I have a black heart. Black heart means it's perfect. I have no kidney stones. I have no gallbladder. I mean, what I got was so priceless because I'm going to go back another 3 weeks. Is because now I can gauge and now I know what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to continue on doing the panicure, the mushrooms. I'm moving up to 15 a day. If you were to start out, I would say do 4 to 6. They're all natural, so you can't take too much of it. Again, I would do Relive greens at least once or twice a day. And restore 1 pack a day, 0 in. I would start anywhere between 1 to 2 pills a day and go from there. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to show you what worked for me. The protocol I got, no doctor gave that to me. Nobody told me to do this. I ended up looking at everything and picking and choosing, almost cherry picking what I wanted to do. And I'm so blessed and so humbled that it worked. And I have to give him all the praise and glory. Jesus Christ and God. You do the natural and they will do the supernatural. So I wanted to come on here. I wanted to explain it. I've been at the gym. I'm giving this to bodybuilders. Every single solitary person I come across, I want them to do this and this and this for the rest of their life, because it's all natural and it's going to get the toxicity. It's going to get the metals out of your body. By getting the metals out of your body, getting that nutrition in, pumping it good, It's like you're taking the out with the old, in with the new. You're taking the garbage out, and now you're putting, new stuff in. It's so important because most people have inflammation, and that's what they're hurting from, is that inflammation. So hopefully this helped you. You can get me on a Rumble under Baby Trump. I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Central. So I'm building that channel. So please, share that. Tell everybody. Please take this video, share this. You can change somebody's life. You can make a difference with this video. Like I said, the links are um, on the description. If you have any questions whatsoever, my telephone number is 412-506-1711. Once again, the Relive greens, the clean slate, the mushrooms, right there. I call it the trifecta. And obviously the panic cure, but that right there is the trifecta, guys. And if I did not have that, I'd probably be in radiation right now. So I will share tomorrow. I will talk again. I'm gonna talk about a couple other things. I might talk about what's on my wrist. I'm excited about that. And I'm just here to help you. So if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. You can go to my website, flexthetruth.com. Just fill that out. I'll get the email. If you want to talk to me, if you want to tell me your story, I'm here. Just remember, guys, you're not alone. You're never alone, okay? He's always with you, and so am I. God bless.